All right, so we just landed in Moab. We got the guys here. I think 8 of us just piled out of the Epic there, and meeting up with Hunter and Davis, who drove through the night to bring us the vehicles. What's up, Davis? How's the drive, buddy?
All right, how you doing?
Good, man. We got the Eagle, we got the Hilux, we got the Razor, and we got Hunter. And Hunter, fortunately, is not wearing shoes, so that is a good sign. Yeah, airing them out, man. Just don't put shoes on ever again. So, we're ready to rock and roll. Cody, what do we got going on here?
I am going to Afghanistan today.
Afghanistan today?
Yes. To
that explains that, I guess.
See what it's all about.
Yeah, are you excited?
Yeah. See if we can find some ISIS.
Yeah, should be good. You're actually driving the ISIS vehicle, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
they run around in the Hilux, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah, we'll talk
you actually, it's almost like stolen valor. You look like an ISIS soldier who stole an American military uniform, and you're not doing a good job of fitting in. All right, guys, we are here in Moab, Utah, and today we're just gonna show you what Whistling Diesel does. Basically, we helped him out, kind of get his vehicles out here for the Hilux testing, and he's got this big plan of how he's gonna put this vehicle through its paces, right? That's his thing. He tests vehicles. And so the Hilux, he's done a lot of testing so far, and as you can see here in a minute, it is a little banged up, but it still runs and drives great, surprisingly. I pulled it on the trailer last night, and that thing is like still like mint. So today we're gonna take it on a couple of very like notorious Moab trails, starting with Hell's Revenge, take it on some of those big obstacles, probably take it over to Potato Salad Hill, and then from there, if everything's still working, we'll take it over to the Cane Creek Trail, which is a little bit more like open desert, sand, that kind of stuff, and followed by a really gnarly climb out of a canyon. So that's today. Never ends, man. I feel like we could just do a full vlog series of buying gas station. It's amazing I'm able to keep this incredible figure, right? I know. I'll be posting my diet tips online soon, as soon as I figure out what they are. My only tool I bring with me everywhere.
Good for guys
Which one we use the most? Yeah.
That front end's even lower.
That's one thing this was not going to be short of today, was air in the tires. He tried climbing that hill with a solid 90 PSI on semi-truck pressure over here. We'll try this again.
All right, here we go. That's like a level. It's like a stock height truck. There's like nothing done to that, so that's pretty good.
Half the time you were right on your belly.
All right, your turn.
All right, my turn. Here we go.
Come here, I'll show you. Look at this steering ball. See, oh man, I can't reach it. See this shaft right here, this little broken piece? Not supposed to look like that. Also, he can't get it out of first gear, so between not having steering and not being able to get out of first, the Eagle's not flying very well right now.
Back to high lift up. Hold up, way back to high lift. Go, go, go.
Wheel it out.
Yeah, I mean, just want to tie it into.
That's insane. I'm buying a Hilux for sure.
You're rad.
Hey, you're not driving?
I know. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, back that way just because that's steeper, but then you're not fighting the wedge.
Yeah, just go around the loop right here. You can do it again? Guys, I need you to stop what you're doing real quick and go subscribe to the Trailmater YouTube page. So that's Rory right there. He's the man getting us out of the pickle here. And he's done it multiple times for us down here in Moab. You can see Trailmater, like that right there. Is it spelled Trailmater, just like your license plate?
Yeah.
Just like that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because his channel is all about off-road recoveries down here in Moab with this gnarly dually recovery truck. So like, subscribe, give that man some love.
My name is Rory Irish. I'm owner of Moab Motorsports and operator of Trailmater tow truck. This is an 82 Chevy pickup. It's originally a 1-ton truck. Shortened the wheelbase and everything to turn it into a rock crawler, and then it slowly became an off-road tow truck. It's got a 454 big block and 4-speed standard, and the motor, tranny, and transfer case are all stock Chevy. It's got a 205 transfer case, which got a twin stick, so it's much like an Atlas. I can engage just the front or the rear axle.
Tell me about those shifter knobs. Where those come from?
Those are snap-on wrenches, actual functioning snap-on wrenches. Funny story behind the big one. The big shifter is actually the size for a Jeep axle nut. So if I need to, I can pull my shifter off and take the axle nut off of a Jeep or a Toyota.
Must be a pretty expensive set of shifter knobs, huh?
Yeah, it was, but it looks cool, and cool
Yeah.
has no price.
I agree. How many winches you got on this thing?
6 total.
6 total?
Yeah, I got 3 out the back, 1 out each side, and 1 out the front.
Jeez.
I carry enough spare parts and stuff like that. I try to keep everything I need on it. I'm pretty serious about maintenance all the time on it, so it's doing what it needs to. But like I said, I have an onboard welder, onboard air, the 6 winches I carry spare parts not only for me but also for any rigs I might work on. My favorite thing about it is the look of it.
Just the look of it?
The look of it. I started building it, and then then I started my off-road shop, and everybody was like, well, now you can put a new cab on the wrecker and make it look nice. And I was like, hey, I'm going for something. I've got a plan. Yeah, I love it just the way it is.
I love it. This guy's the man. He saved us once before.
Is she a godsend right now?
He knew we were down here. He could smell recklessness, and he just made his way on down here. So we're gonna see if we want to replace the steering box or whether we want to try to drag it up. I mean, he could pull us up the exit of Hell's Gate. The thing about the Eagle is it's a really great car, but it's designed for kind of high-speed desert stuff and low-speed rock crawling. I try to do high-speed rock crawling, and it doesn't. I'm used to driving the Brodozer and my other big stuff with hydraulic steering down here where parts don't break. So.
So that's non-factory.
What's
All
that?
right, that's non-hydro assist.
No.
So it's just factory.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm certain I've got one at the shop.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Are you worried that even if we fix that, our trans isn't gonna?
So that is the issue, is we've got the trans that's not engaging.
Like I said, if we can get it to steer, that makes dragging it out a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can get it to steer, I think it'll drive out. So let's we'll go grab the steering box.
Okay.
It's gotta feel a little sketchy as well, especially in some. Opened up inside my tool case. Are all the tools?
Oh, that's the
Pull it out,
worst.
pull it out. Let me see. Salvage my batteries.
All your tools will be fine. They need a little bit of oil on them.
It helps.
I'm not gonna need that.
Keeps them running smooth.
Okay.
Oh well, damn. Impressive.
Is that the battery?
Yeah, that's what was working. That's the one I was touching with my palm.
Okay, what? Back up a little. Hold it right there.
Phil Collins. You can go back up the way you came. Two up.
Hell yeah, it was unreal.
Nope, no hams this time. All the hams are gone.
Back tires. I feel like it could have done in reverse, but that line is impossible to aim.
With this wheelbase too, so narrow.
That's fun.
What are you saying?
I made the mistake of kind of getting frustrated with the Eagle this morning when it broke, and then the steering box broke, and had, a handful of little issues. Probably mostly driver error, but I fall back in love with it every time I get behind the wheel. The fact that we can cruise out of Hell's Revenge, which is a pretty bumpy trail, at 20, 30 miles an hour, and it's just one hand on the wheel cruising, even with the steering box that's not right for it, you can't help but love this vehicle. So this is Rory's recovery rig, and it was one of the original wrecker style off-road recovery trucks down here in Moab. And let me tell you what I like about this thing. Obviously, you guys know that we use recovery equipment all the time. This is very specialized because this can go on any trail in Moab. There's a lot of recovery outfits down here, but they can't go to every trail. Rory can go anywhere, and he can crawl backwards over like a lot of the rock crawlers. So the thing about it is he's kept it pretty simple. It's got leaf spring suspension, which is just durable as could be. It'll last forever. It's got all the 1-ton running gear. He's got the full hydraulic, full hydro steering?
Yep.
Full hydro steering. Back here, he's got this giant wrecker, which is this may look like just rat rod-ish, like it's just for fun. It's not. He actually lifts Jeeps up right here and gets the front end of them off the ground and drags them.
If you can't tell, I used to work in the oil field driving a winch truck.
Yeah, there you go. I can tell now. That's exactly like a winch truck. Anytime you can pick something up and just drag it, you're in good shape. So that's why this thing is built like this. It's got winches on both sides so you can pull people up the sides of the hills. It's got one big winch in the middle, right?
Yeah, I've got two.
Oh, you got two, there you go.
I've
your
got
backup winch
I've got
there.
a 17.5 down there, I've got a 9,500 here, and I've got a 10,000 out the back.
Plus the two on the sides.
Two on the sides and one on the front.
The truck has 6 winches on it. It is made to pull anything out of anywhere, and not only is it good at recovering, but it also has all these different spare parts on it. It's got like, look at this. He had a steering box that we need literally sitting at his shop. He had his guy run it to me. We had our steering box within, I don't know, 20 minutes. Like, that's insane. So anyways, this guy, I keep telling him, he's got to push his channel harder. He's got to do more videos, because can you imagine watching videos of this thing going out working all day? Like, that's way cooler than anything we do. So Rory, that's my challenge to you, man. A few more videos. And you guys already know, click down in my description below. It's gonna have a link over to Rory's channel. Give him some subscribers, give him some views, because honestly, the man deserves it. There's a lot of guys out there doing recovery work, but this guy's actually got like the recovery. He's not just a tow truck driver. You're a mechanic too. Like, you know what you're doing. So, love it, man. Appreciate your help out here today.
No problem.
For a while.
So, basically, the windshield wiper came off at like 50 miles an hour and hit me in the forehead.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is that worse than the 50 cal or about the same? No.
The next day.
Film from somewhere else. I might need to.
We're not gonna do it unless you're okay with it, alright? She's like, okay. And then
All right, rolling.
Hey, we're here. Today is gonna be a wild day. You may have already kind of picked up on what's going on.
Picked up.
I see what you did there. Yeah, you may have already sling loaded. Well, that didn't work as well.
I still like it.
That right there is one of the coolest helicopters ever built, like ever. It's also one of the like craziest and most complicated mechanical contraptions I've ever seen. Basically, it's a K-Max helicopter. Has 2 blades that intermesh like this. So 2 blades that counter rotate means you don't need a tail rotor, which means you can pick up a lot of heavy shit, such as maybe like a Toyota Hilux. I don't know. But we're about to meet up with Marcus and the guys from Mountain West Helicopters, and we'll see where things go from there.
So I'm Neil Jensen. I'm the chief pilot for Mountain West Helicopters. So normally what I do is I primarily fly this helicopter. It's K-Max. In the summer we fight fires. Winter we do a lot of power line work, construction work. We also do rehab projects for the Forest Service where we drop mulch and straw on old fires, pretty much.
Okay, so what are we doing today with this helicopter?
We're gonna be lifting up that truck and dropping it, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, what are your expectations or your feelings about doing all of this?
I'm excited. I mean, I think it'll be fun. Haven't dropped a truck before.
25 feet. 25 feet doesn't look like 25 feet when you're 25 yards away.
In the air, 50 feet looks a lot higher than 50 feet.
So hands, grab everybody that's going to be on the ground. Head over to that pin drop I just sent you. Just make sure it's in a good spot away from any structures, any power lines, anything, and let me know when you're there.
You want to let my plane take off?
Okay.
And then you guys go.
Okay.
And then we'll drop, and you guys can drop whatever the dropping part of it.
Our first drop is only going to be like 50 feet, so we're going to be low level over there. Our second drop is going to be a high one. So before we do the second one, let's coordinate on that because we're going to be 10,000.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
cool.
Keaton Kerrigan's coming with me, right? You ain't going in the helicopter.
Yeah, I'm right now.
You want?
We're only taking 2 up in the heli.
We're taking 4.
Who?
2 camera guys, Whistling and Dave.
Yeah,
That's
fits,
4.
That fits 5, bro.
You're sitting back like this?
Sit in the back like that anyway.
You sit up front, like shotgun.
Shut up.
You. I'm telling Dad.
Don't you do
I'm
it.
telling Dad.
As your mother, I don't allow it.
All right, just to run y'all down real quick on what we're planning on doing here. So we planned this 3 years in advance now, so it's been a long time.
You called me a week ago.
It's built right here in the U.S. in Connecticut, and it's pretty unique with the intermesh rotor system, and it can lift more than it weighs. It weighs about 5,200 pounds sitting here, and it can lift up to 6,000 pounds.
So you don't even have a tail rotor, so they
Nope.
just counter spin, so they spin
Correct.
opposite directions.
Yep.
What are your actual thoughts on what's going to happen here?
On the truck?
With everything. Just walk me through the first drop.
The first drop is going to be, I mean, pretty straightforward. I'm going to lift it up and fly it out there, and
I'm gonna drop it.
I'm gonna drop it. I mean, I don't think it's going to.
What's the truck going to do? Upside down, nose dive?
I think it's going to nosedive a little for the
Before or after the water?
But that's not a 200-foot drop. That was a 200-foot.
I love how optimistic you are about this. Not really this thing.
He's gonna be taking off in 15 minutes, so we'll wait until he's gone.
All right, so give you guys a little rundown what's happening here. Cody's idea is obviously to drop the Hilux from the KMAX helicopter. It's a great idea, but it's also, we have some conflicting views on how high we should go with the first drop. Cody is convinced that this thing can fall from space and still be drivable. I'm not that convinced. I believe it's tough, trust me. I watched it in Moab yesterday and I'm like, mind is blown at what this is capable of. However, I want this first drop to be like, holy shit, that thing just fell from 100, 200 feet and it's still driving. So right now we're having a little bit of a discussion on how high to make that first drop. Fortunately, I'm the one that has the final radio call to the KMAX pilot, so I can be like, hey man, bring it down a little bit. Even though Cody's gonna keep telling him to go up, 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 up. I think we'll probably drop it from hopefully right around 100 feet. And that's pure free fall, guys. If it runs and drives after that, that's impressive. Next drop after that will be to the moon. We're gonna go as high as the KMAX will go. Day like this, it's pretty hot. You're not gonna wanna go much higher than about 12,000 feet, especially going to 12,000 feet. You don't realize how difficult it is to find perspective on the ground to drop something. So he's gonna be way up there and he hits the hook. Like, we have to clear out a solid like half-mile radius on every side to make sure that it has a free fall drop zone that's not gonna hit anything important. So that's another critical factor. Biggest thing that we're trying to like guess right now is how it's gonna fly when it's free falling. Obviously the motor's in the front, so we think it's gonna nose down. So with that, we've taken the front straps, these sling load straps are 10 footers, and then the rears are 20 footers. So it's gonna pick up a little bit like this. So when you guys see it pick up, don't think that it's tangled. It's gonna be a little bit angled like that. And then the idea is once it drops, gravity starts to catch up and it levels out and lands like that. Wishful thinking probably, but.
So Lance, how you feeling? What are your thoughts?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready this time.
Think your drone can descend faster as the truck descends?
I think it can, since we're on the lower drop, it'll be just fine. I'm not gonna be able to go up if they're going up to 12,000 foot, but I'll see if I can catch it on the bottom half.
You hear the air's kind of thin up there.
Yeah.
Right into the sun.
Hey, check this out. KMAX Hilux B105. It's about to go down, literally. They're gonna drop that Hilux. They're probably what? What's that? 200-300 feet right there. Still going up. The Hilux. There it is. They drop him so far away. There it is, Hunter. Oh, man. Operation Hilux drop. Woo! I don't know if she's gonna drive home. Dang! Oh yeah! Round 2! Look at that beautiful bird. Take it up! Take it up! Yeah! All the way up! All right, round 2. It's much higher this time. You're at least 2,000 feet, maybe 3,000 feet right there. God, he is up there. What'd you do? Dude, every piece of this is pancake right now. Hitting the top of the tire. Wow. That's No, it is a pancake.
Hey, did you start it? Did you fire it up?
I went to the key.
Hey!
You use your hands yet?
Yeah.
I've never seen something that flat before. The key's gone from the ignition. Gone.
Rolling.
Guys, I don't know, you probably saw that because you're watching the video, but like, that was mind-blowing. The first drop was like, cool, and it was like, oh man, that was a hard hit. Second drop was just like, it was like watching a cartoon. Watching that thing fall and fall and fall and fall and kept on falling, and right when you thought it was gonna hit the earth, it had like another 2 or 3 seconds of free fall. So, as you can see, it didn't survive either drop, I think we needed to drop from like maybe 50 feet at the most if we wanted it to survive, and it maybe would have. But even that 200-foot drop or 250, whatever that first one was, it kind of nosed into a ditch, and that was just enough to kind of like impact and just banana it. But as you can see now, I've never seen the car this flat, even under like a car crusher. It is like flat. No, I already said that way earlier. What is it? The odometer?
It's only got 100 miles on it. It's a clean one owner.
This is nuts. So now he's got his video, he's got his content. The next move is we're gonna grab the K-Max again, come over here, sling this thing back up, and take it over to the parking lot and load it on the trailer. So still got one more cool thing to watch. But man, that was
Just sheer force of speed.
a little complicated.
This wouldn't have been better centered if we would have loaded it
Ourselves. Yeah.
Ourselves.
That was.
With the forklift. I owe you guys lunch.
That's a damn good pilot.
Chat, oh, you lunch?
I owe you guys lunch. No, just for helping me.
Oh,
I could have done
I
this.
feel like you only owe that guy lunch.
I could have done this by myself.
Let's pull his straps on.
Oh, hey there.
They're coming off. Oh, his. You might be taking the front straps.